Morning, guys. Today we're going to be working with a difference between condenser and dynamic microphones. Up here at yourpodcastreview.com, you can click on podcasting course. This is a free course that we offer. And you'll see the things that we do, the things that we go over. I invite you to come up, check it out. Stop on in. And if you know anything about podcasting, that's great. We'd love to have you. If you know nothing about podcasting, we'd love to have you. If you know it all about podcasting, same way, come on over and check us out. Okay? Because there is a tremendous difference between the dynamics, between a dynamic microphone and a condenser microphone. And that's just exactly what we're going to go over now in Reaper. Sonny is one of the guys that's joined our little shop of podcasting with our course. He's over in Bosnia. He has sent us 2 files, and that's what we're going to be working with, as well as one of our own. And the one that I'll be using is from my AKG P120. And we're going to look at some differences here. Now, when we finish, we're going to set these up like we were going to submit them to the ACX for a audiobook. It is the exact same parameter with podcasting through the AES with very minor differences. Okay? And that's what we're going to be going over. So, with no further ado, let's go ahead and get into Reaper. Okay, guys, at this time, I've got 3 tracks set up. And Sonny sent me 2 of these tracks. Sonny's one of the guys up there, like I said, that's taking our podcasting course. We're having a great time up there. We definitely encourage you to come by and check it out. And one is from a SM57, a Shure SM57, which is a dynamic mic. The second track is from a condenser mic. And the third track is from the AKG P120 condenser mic that I use as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the input levels. And we're going to find this in these little areas right here, as well as this meter over here. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and solo the top track, and we're just going to watch the meters. All we're looking for is this input level. Now, there is what's called a Goldilocks zone. You want to be in between a -6 and -12 or 18, depending on which recording engineer you talk with. But anywhere within that area is the Goldilocks zone. If it's too low, if it's like from a 0 dB into a -5.9, or I should say too high, then what happens is, excuse me, you stand a very good chance of clipping your audio. This is a no-no. You never want to do this, okay? Now, if you go to the other extreme, somewhere around the -20 to a -34, and guys, I get emails all the time about this. You know, Mac, listen, I cannot get my input level up any higher. Well, if you're using a condenser or a dynamic, you know, if you're using a good dynamic microphone, you're going to have a good preamp that goes with it. If you're using a good condenser, you've got to have something that has 48 phantom power. But the input levels, as we always say, you know, start clean, master lightly. You've got to get those input levels set correctly, or you're going to fight this all the time. So that's where we're going to start. So let's go ahead and watch these meters as we watch the SM57 in action.
Purchased Triton Audio Fathead. I ordered a Triton Audio Fathead inline preamp and it's here. So what does it do? You can click the above link for specs, but the short of it is, it provides plus 20 dBs of ultra clean gain. Why do you want this?
Okay, as you can see, it's a -10.4 on both meters. Sonny, that's absolutely perfect, dude. You nailed it. Okay? I really like the sound of it, but I'm going to be honest with you. Whatever condenser microphone that you're using, to me, sounds the best. Okay? Now, with this, and like we were talking about before, there's going to be very little EQing that I would even attempt to do here. It truly sounds that good. Okay? So when I say that, basically what I would probably do is simply go in there and do maybe a low pass or a high pass, just to clean it up as far as the frequencies that just aren't going to be used. Okay, so let's go ahead and listen now to the condenser microphone. Here again, this is the one I truly like the best. I'm going to reset the meter, and we'll go from there.
Purchased Triton Audio Fathead. I ordered a Triton Audio Fathead inline preamp, and it's here. So what does it do? You can click the above link for specs, but the short of it is, it provides plus 20 dBs of ultra clean gain. Why would you want this?
Okay, again, man, you're dead on. Even at the negative 6.7, I can tell by the way you speak and the way that we've talked before, because this is what I'm saying, guys, Sonny has the experience. He knows. If you're using that condenser microphone and you want to laugh or you want to emphasize something, Sonny knows to back away from that mic. Okay? It's just that simple, and this is called proper mic technique. So let's go back now, and we're going to listen to the AKG P120. Okay, now as we start this, I'm using my AKG P120. And what I've done is I've turned my heat on in the background. And on this particular microphone, it has a negative 20 dB cut. And I have switched that off. Now, on this particular microphone, you can hear the breath, you can hear just things in the background. But we're not worried about that. Okay, right now what we're going to do is I just wanted to show the raw input level. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I'm going to bring all three of these tracks up to the proper level, between the negative 16 and 20 lofts, with a negative 1 dB total peak, with no more than a 4 dB loudness range. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, guys, so at this point, we've got everything up to the proper levels. So let's go ahead. We're going to come to the beginning, and we're going to solo and play these three tracks again, starting with track number 1 from Sonny in Bosnia, SM57.
Purchased Triton Audio Fathead. I ordered a Triton Audio Fathead inline preamp, and it's here. So what does it do? You can click the above link for specs, but
okay, you can see the inputs of negative 1.5. Now, keep in mind, we have not done any mixing or mastering yet, so I'm not concerned about that negative 1.5 total peak whatsoever. Now, all of these are going to look like that. I can assure you. You can see the waveform, the size, and you're going to get the same reading. So at this point, what I want to do is now I want to look at the background noise. Okay, I just want to see what's running out there in the background. We're going to come up, we're going to toggle this, we're going to keep it soloed, and let's just watch the meter now as that background noise runs. That's pretty good, guys. That's a negative 57.1 with no mixing whatsoever. Okay, now let's come over here, and we're going to grab this one. Actually, I can just do this. It would be a little bit easier. And we're going to solo the second track, and let's watch it now. A negative 52.9. Now remember, the ACX is a negative 60. Okay? Here again, I'm not concerned with this whatsoever, because I'm going to gate this audio. I'm going to gate that background noise totally out of it. It's a simple thing to do. So let's go ahead and come over here now to the AKG P120. And it's running a negative 66.8. Now, on this particular track, the only reason that I would use a gate is to remove my breath. That's it. Other than that, It's the only thing that I would do. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the FX for this. The gate is the only thing that I'm going to use. I'm not going to worry about the EQ, nothing else on here. I simply want this gate. Now, let's watch. I'm going to put this down to 0. And then we're going to watch this meter here. And watch how easy this is. I'm going to switch this from expander to gate. Now look what I can do when I come down. Now, what this does, this assures me that it will not chop any of my audio whatsoever. But I also know that I can come up here and I can get close to that -20. As you can see right now, I'm at a -26.4 input. Now look at my meter, infinity. And I know when I release this that there is no way it's going to chop my audio because I had the proper input level to begin with. So I'm going to go ahead and release this, and let's just listen to it. And what I've done is I've turned my heat on in the background. And on this particular microphone, it has a -20 dB cut. So as you could hear from that particular piece of the audio, all the breath, all the breathing, everything has been totally taken out. Now, Sonny, I'm going to go back up. Like I said, I did like the condenser microphone the best that you were using. So I'm going to solo that. I'm going to turn everything else off. Now, at this point, I'm going to bring up the EQ, because I want to EQ it first before I gate it. So we're just going to come and take everything else off. Go ahead and listen to that again.
Purchased Triton Audio Fathead inline preamp, and it's here. So what does it do? You can click the above link for specs, but the short of it is a purchased Triton Audio Fathead.
Now, if you can see over here on the right-hand side, that signal just comes over to 20K and just drops dead. So we can actually come over here to number 4 band, and we can sit there and put the low pass. Now let's watch it and listen to the audio again.
Purchased Triton Audio Fathead inline preamp, and it's here. So what does it do? You can click the above link for specs, but the short of it is a purchased Triton Audio Fathead inline preamp, and it's here. So what does it do? You can click the above link for specs, but the short of it is a purchased Triton Audio Fathead inline.
Okay, so as you can see, it's truly that simple to work with your audio between dynamics and condenser microphones. If you set them up properly, there's very little EQing you're going to have to do. There's very little gating you're going to have to do. There's very little everything you're going to have to do. But you must start with the proper recording level inputs. Now, if you're running from, let's say, a preamp into your mixing board, from there you're going into the computer. Well, now you're going to get into what's called gain staging, and you've got to set these gains properly in order to achieve that Goldilocks zone when you do your recording. Okay? And that's it for this. Sonny, wonderful job, brother. I look forward to talking with you this coming Friday or Saturday, whenever you can get up there. God bless. Take care. And we are out of here.